We have a little bit of food. Okay? We have no medical, and you know,
that's what I'm here. I really want. I want that too. I want you to be able to get the medical.
I feel that I need to be taken to a military medical facility under the situation. Don't you? Wouldn't you agree? And my uncle too.
Do you have a military ID?
I do not, but you should know from running my social security number. You know, you go back to the office, and I have.
You don't run social security.
Okay, well, that's a problem because you know, actually, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't. You guys are supposed to know by running my name and look in the computer. You guys got a whole stack of paperwork, right?
See, that's it. That's where the problem is. I think you think we do something different than what we actually do.
Okay.
Our job is we're CPS, we're Child Protective Services.
Okay, well, let's be fair
We
here.
also can help you with the
Let's be fair, all right?
Medicaid and the food assistance.
Okay,
because
but
that's
I can't get
part-
Medicaid. I don't qualify for it. You know why?
Why is that?
Because I have TRICARE that they won't let me use. I only feel safe going to a medical hospital, a military medical facility. So can we work on that? That would be a big help. I have food for a day or two, okay?
We don't want you to just have food for a day or two. We want you to have enough food to last you through the month. So that's what
That's not, but you guys, you know, here's the thing.
last you monthly, and not just 1 month.
I applied for that. Would you like to see the papers?
I really don't have- This
just
is the thing. We're CPS, but we can get the paperwork you need, and we can get it pushed along and give it to the right people.
I already did the
I know,
paperwork.
because sometimes, you know, on the internet, you know, something...
No, they did a hearing, dude. And I told them, I
that?
mailed them a letter and I told them, I called them and said, hey, you know, I fear for my safety from you guys.
From us?
Not from you personally.
No, not me.
From this
Like
Cass
me and
County
you.
Department of Human Services office. Can you understand why?
Yeah, but you don't have to fear for the safety from us.
But
We're-
I fear for I fear that if I walk in there, that I'm going to be politically
No, we don't.
drugged through the mud. Can you understand why I feel that way?
We're not going to drug...
But see, here's, you know, because,
That's not
you know,
what
you know, what happened to me constitutes actions from a police state. Not to be funny with you, but it does. And so I fear for my safety. You know, I'm shaking just sitting here with you guys. I know you guys haven't done anything to me personally, but what it puts me through just to sit here with a DHS worker is excruciating.
And that's not what we're here for. I came because I thought maybe...
I pray on it, because I hope I pray enough that it'll go away.
So, is that your vehicle?
Yes, it is. It has no battery. And you know, it's really not safe for me to drive.
Oh, no, hold on. Let me...
Go ahead.
And that's, the license plate is in your name, correct?
Yeah, but it's my uncle's car.
Okay.
which is
so
legal.
Is the handicap on there for you or for
It's for all of us.
Okay. Okay. So
It's for all of
The
us.
reason I'm asking is because you said, you know, you have some medical
Yes.
problems and stuff. So obviously you have to show documentation to get.
That's
the
right.
handicap. So do you have documentation that you know, with the mental health and all of the stuff that you have?
Yes, it's on my phone. You know, I've got a big stack of papers that show.
Okay. Would you sign a medical release so we can get that information?
Yeah, go ahead, hand it to me, and I'll do that. Yes, please.
We're trying to help you as much as we
Yes, that's
as much as we
a
have power to.
start.
We really
Here,
don't-
Alvin. Boo, can you come and be cameraman?
You can let me just explain. We have,
Can you come and play cameraman for me? Because I want to make sure we get all this. These nice people are actually trying to help us.
we have a limited amount of power.
I understand
but
that.
really, what our most powerful thing we can do is get you, we try to get you that food assistance and that Medicaid.
Okay, the medical, here's the thing again. I'm going to explain this to you. The medical, no, neither me, my child, nor my uncle. Because see, I have a power of attorney for my uncle. Okay, so none of us are willing to go to a regular facility. We want to be taken to a military medical facility when you guys are able to get us there.
So you don't want medic, you don't want.
I can't use it.
Because
They
it will
will
help
get-
if something happens. And God forbid, if something happens to.
I would love to have Medicaid, but do you think they're going to give it to me and I qualify for TRICARE? I'm supposed to have TRICARE. See, here's the dilemma.
And you know the best thing will be is for us to. I need for us to see. Like I want it because
Please do.
I believe what
Please
you're saying. And I believe everything you're saying could be totally true. But as far as that, I want to know. Like I want to know truth too. Like is something wrong? Are we doing something wrong? Because
right.
if we put all the paperwork in the right way, whether you'll
Okay.
put all the paperwork in the right way, if you'll get it or not, and then I can see whether we're falling short on some.
And I would love, you know, we need to drain the swamp. You know, we have to fix these problems. I don't want to see anybody ever have to go through this again. and I want to do it peaceably. Do you understand? I'm not a violent person. I'm a Christian, and I repent. I'm praying every day. I'm trying, I'm repenting and going through all that. Honest, and that's important to me. It's important to me that we see this happen peaceably, because I don't want anybody else to get hurt.
I understand.
And that you just have no idea. I've signed a lot of these for DHS.
Really?
Yes, I have.
And the thing about it, we're not new workers, but we've been here like the last 2 or 3 years.
See, I never met her.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah.
That's
This
yours
is my
too.
first time meeting you.
And
Also.
see, that's the thing. That should tell you we're good people. We don't cause any trouble.
No, we don't think you call you. We're here to help. We're here to help. We really.
And I appreciate
I know it don't seem like it, maybe because
It doesn't
but everybody's different.
Right, and I understand that, and I'm trying to bear with you. I'm trying to be fair, okay? Yeah. Because this is huge, and I just don't want, I don't want to see this repeated. Yeah. The only way you can stop it is to make changes.
Right.
Who is the worker you were working with for Samson?
Leach, L-I-E-C-H.
Do you have a number?
No, I don't even know.
Do you have a phone number?
It's in
I probably can find an email, but I don't even know.
44502. I think it's 51. You want to get that packet for me, please?
Because I want to see while we're here, what it is that she needs.
Yeah.
She said it was my bank statement.
Okay.
But I sent that to her, and since then my bank was closed. I can't get down there.
What we can do is.
And see, that's a problem.
We're here.
Oh,
I know it's a problem. I understand that. What we can do is we can get that from you, or you said it's closed. You can't.
They closed my bank account, and I'm having a problem with the bank too with my uncle. And I tried to tell.
What you just say? You don't have a bank account.
No, with my uncle's bank account.
Oh.
They are taking money from his bank. No, it was that big thing I got in the mail yesterday. It's on that clipboard on top of the thing up there, on the toaster oven. But I see. I lost my train of thought.
So we were talking about bank statement and bank close.
Oh yes. Well, in the course of this, they're doing a bunch of stuff with my uncle. They keep adding overdraft fees that aren't legal. And but now because of that, they've taken like $3,000 from his account, and then they took my son's Social Security check. This is Fifth Third down here now. They didn't even tell me that my bank account was closed. They took my son's check, his SSI check, and kept it. After they closed the bank, they looked him in his face.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
That's illegal, isn't it? Because if it wasn't for that, we'd actually have money for food. I'm not trying to be funny with you, but can you understand that? We would have money for food.
I know about overdraft fees, and I get those, and they're horrible, and you end up paying a lot of money that
well, it's over, and they tried to say that we had, but see, he's supposed to have overdraft.
What?
I think it is. I think it is. But the overdraft fees, here's the problem with that. We never did anything to cause them.
Well, yes, that's I don't.
When you're not charging anything to your account, and they just pop up, you're not doing nothing, making any charges. That's kind of.
What it does is if the overdraft fees work the way, like if something comes out of your account, there's no money in there, then they just start doing fees. And
yeah.
If you don't do it, and trust me.
But see, we tested it because I'm a tester. I like to test things, and so we tested it. So for a couple months, we didn't even charge nothing to his account, and they just kept charging overdraft fees for no reason.
And
that's a problem. Don't you think that's fraud? Isn't that something FDIC should deal with? That's the insurance people from the bank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the people that insure the banks and our money.
And the thing about it is, that's one of those sketchy things because it's like.
The office today.
Yeah, I did. I called her I called her when I got this paperwork last night.
She's out of the office.
Just so that you know.
How they coming up and coming.
Yeah, Memorial Day and all. Yeah.
But that thing with the overdraft, I do understand it, and it gets
And I've been trying to deal with them. I sent them letters. You guys are probably going to go on my email and look anyway and see all that, which is fine. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. I'm just letting you know I have nothing to hide.
No, I understand.
So you guys go ahead. I would appreciate it. I welcome it.
We don't have the power to do that. And that's
well, see, that's funny because that's what DHS did to me.
We didn't.
No, not you. No. Michigan Department. Oh, it's Health and Human Services now. It used to be Department of Human Services. Back in the day when I had my case with them. So that's why I keep calling them DHS. I hope you. Yes, love. What? Oh no! See, we got to fix that here. Here, I got to fix my flag. That's important.
What was you trying to say?
Who flag when fall down? Who flag did fall down? It was an accident.
Yeah, it was the accident.
We back the blue and first responders. We can't have that.
I understand. Oh yeah, that's like DHS. We go by DHHS and then.
Now
and then
you
say-
do, but back then it was DHS.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Okay, you know they've changed their name about 50 times in the last 15 years, haven't they? Haven't they, brother? Yeah.
DHS. I thought you were talking about Department.
No, why would I say? Well, I know there's stuff
federal.
involving military.
That's
Yeah,
federal,
because
yeah,
there's
so
stuff
that's-
involving military stuff in this. It's pretty serious.
Yeah, so that's
But that's not what I was talking about anytime I ever said that. What I was talking about was Department of
Human Services.
Human Services, which we call DHS for
that's
short,
fine,
you know.
I understand.
Okay, just so that you guys are aware.
And we don't have access. We can't go into your emails. We can like probably look at your emails if you gave us permission and right there and show us, but we can't like. We don't
Well, I'm fine with that. I have nothing to hide. I want you guys to understand
We
that.
don't even want to do that. We
Okay.
We're just here to help you. We're not trying to find out anything.
Well, that's what they did before. You know, they went through all of my stuff, and some of it was probably because they had that Rich has that guardianship. So you know, I assume that he used that in order to let them do that.
Oh.
So you know, which is still, you know, when you're not being informed of things, don't isn't that?
Yeah, we inform you of everything. We're
See,
going
they didn't do
we have
that.
you sign forms. So you know.
They went behind my back and talked to teachers and did all kinds of crazy little things. You know, it's funny because I filed my taxes, just to give you an idea, okay? I filed my taxes after I moved back from Washington State. Do you know they had declared me dead?
Oh wow.
Yeah, they gave my son's father my W-2s
Wow.
and declared me. I had to go through a crap load of paperwork with the IRS so that they would accept that I was living again.
So they got it all straight. They got,
Yeah, and it took a long time. By the time they settled that, my second child was born.
yeah, and you know it's good that they do that though because they have to go through all that stuff because they want to make sure that nobody's faking their death and things like
Yeah,
that.
but that's kind of shocking, don't you think? That's a little scary.
Well, it happened.
But that also happened at the time that they had that Hillary Clinton was going through and messing with the victims from Bill Clinton through that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, with the IRS.
I'm not too familiar with it. But
I am. You know, I'm a Navy brat. You know, we keep up on those things.
I forgot about that,
You know how we're supposed to, because, you know, you just never know what's going to happen.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm grateful for you guys stopping by.
Yeah, we just want to help. We want to get you the try to get the food assistance and that Medicaid
Mm-hmm.
rolling. So we're going to you know, she's out today and then Monday's no work.
Right.
But Tuesday.
But here, you know, I'm really concerned about our safety. I just want you guys to know that, okay? Even I mean, I'm not from you personally, but there's a lot of stuff involved in this that gives me cause to feel for my safety.
But you know.
Well, Jen wants to help you too. I spoke with Jen.
Okay.
Who's doing all this for you. And she's,
God bless you. Have a blessed day.
so she is, I talked to her.
Oops.
She wants, that's why the hearing was scheduled, because she wanted to sit down and make sure we had everything we needed to get with the Medicaid and the food.
Okay, but here's my, you know, did you blame me for not wanting to go into that DHS office up here, Department of Human Services?
Well, you know, we don't know the dynamics of the office prior to us being there. Which is,
That's like, you know, I'm PTSD, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, wouldn't that be a traumatic experience for me to go into that office?
I understand.
Could you you know?
Everybody's entitled to their feelings. Like I don't.
This
I'm
isn't a
person
feeling. This is a
I'm-
medical diagnosis.
No, but how you feel about going in there, and I understand that because nobody can tell somebody about how they should feel or not feel. So I do understand that you wouldn't want to go in there, but that's why we're here because we can prevent you from having to go in there. And apply,
Okay.
and we can do it for you. So you won't have to go in there actually.
Just the thought of going in there, it's. I have nightmares, dude. I still have nightmares to this day about what happened to me, if you can understand that. You guys don't have nothing to do with none of that, but I have nightmares. I have problems because of what happened. You know, so I don't ever want to set foot into another Department of Human Services office again as long as I live.
Gotcha.
Okay? Is that cool?
It's your choice.
Yeah, you have a choice. That's about the great thing about
Okay.
America. You always have a choice.
Yep.
You don't have to do what we don't want to do. But we're going to try to help you. We're going to. Kendra's going to get back with her Tuesday and contact you and let you know about the. You have a cell phone?
I'd appreciate if you guys had me out of here sooner than that. I really do, because of the Whistleblower Act. I really, really do. And I'm gonna make sure this goes online so people know that, you know, I'm aware of the Whistleblower Act, because this whole thing, this is called abuse of authority and failure to protect. Okay, I'm sure you know that. That's the law now with the head
not
injury.
abusing
Not you
anything.
guys, not you guys specific. I'm talking about the agency. Okay, I'm talking about other things involved. All right, there is a issue of failure to protect that can be charged in this situation. Not to you two, because you two haven't done nothing. Okay, I want that. Okay. There's also, because of that, there's abuse of authority involved in my situation. Okay, which entitles me to and my family to the benefits of the Whistleblower Act, and I'm aware of this. And I want you guys to know that I'm aware of this. Because the longer we continue to sit here and do nothing, the worse it's going to be when it comes to a conclusion. Not for the two of you, but for the people who have committed these acts. Okay? Now, I'm going to kindly remind you that my husband is the president of Project Veritas. And so don't you could just imagine what he's thinking right now. I just want to, they expose corruption.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
Throughout of our, yes, that is my common law husband.
Okay. Does he live here?
His mother stays here in Michigan.
Okay.
He lives in New York though.
Okay. How often do you see him?
I don't know. I can't tell you.
Gotcha.
Because I have amnesia, you know?
So
That's kind of scary.
So how long were you guys together for it to become?
We got married in 1991. So I think it's pretty much a sealed deal.
Okay.
And there's never been a divorce. And considering the military knew about it and it was in my paperwork, and also the state knew about it, that creates a problem, don't you think?
Are you guys living here?
God bless you. We've lived here in Michigan, but not together.
In 1991?
It doesn't matter. He's my common law husband. Do you know what that means? Michigan has to honor that. You know that's the law, right? Michigan must honor common law marriage. It's part of their constitution, or their laws. Not constitution, but their laws. And I know that for a fact because I went and looked it up. So it doesn't matter what our relationship is. We got married. We swore on the Bible to be with each other till death did we part in 1991, and that we would get together in the end eventually. That's what a common law marriage is, okay, in the state of California. We swore that we intended to come together as husband and wife before death do us part.
You guys got married in California?
Yes, we did, and it was documented by the California Juvenile Court. Yeah, here's something else too that might be that I think is kind of funny. Do you know that a state-paid counselor, witnessed our marriage?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was a minor at the time. Yeah, so could you imagine what Dianne Feinstein thinks of that?
How old were you?
I was 17 years old, and I was a ward of the state. Could you imagine what Dianne Feinstein is thinking of that? That's kind of funny, don't you think? Yeah. I don't think it's funny.
No, I know what you were being.
I was, yeah. You know, I have a habit of doing that because I've been through so much. That's my defense mechanism.
I got it.
Okay? Okay. All right. So we cool for the moment?
Yeah.
I wish you guys could get to that Whistleblower Act a little sooner than Tuesday. Could we try to do that today?
We're gonna look into it.
Within the next 24 hours? Can you try? Can you at least tell me you'll try? Because I can dig that.
I'm gonna look and find more information about it.
Okay.
I'm not too familiar with it, but I'm gonna.
Can I give you a word of advice?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you please contact either the Michigan Attorney General or the Department of Justice?
Okay.
Could you do that for me, please? And tell them that I asked you. I've got to tell them I have a video asking you guys to contact them. Okay? All right.